Today, we are going to get into something that, a lot of us feel but maybe don't always talk about. That feeling, that deep down preference for hanging out with animals instead of people. Let's dive into the fascinating psychology behind why that is.
So picture this, right? You walk into a party. The music's going, people are talking all over the place, but where do you end up? Yeah, you make a beeline straight for the host's dog, just chilling in the corner. And for the next, 20 minutes, you have the best, most real conversation of the entire night. Does that sound at all familiar?
Now, it's super tempting to just label that as, oh, I'm just an introvert, right? But what if it's pointing to something way deeper? Well, psychology actually suggests this preference can reveal some really interesting, even rare personality traits. See, it's less about avoiding people, and it's much more about what you're truly looking for in a real connection.
So let's start with the first huge reason, and it's all about finding a safe space from all that social pressure. It's this deep, deep human need for what we can basically call a judgment-free zone. I mean, we've all done this. After you leave some social event, you're lying in bed just replaying every single thing you said. Was that weird? Did they take what I said the wrong way? It is absolutely mentally exhausting.
And this right here is where animals are just on a completely different level. They offer what psychologists like to call unconditional acceptance. With them, there's no social mask you have to put on, no hidden meanings you have to try and figure out. They just accept you exactly as you are, right then and there. And that feeling, it's just such a powerful relief.
So the big takeaway here isn't that you're antisocial or something. Not at all. It's that you're actively, consciously protecting your own peace. By choosing to step away from all those complicated social games, you're giving yourself the room to just be you, your authentic self, without that constant nagging fear of being judged.
But here's the thing. This preference, it often isn't something that just showed up last week. For a lot of people, it has really deep roots that go all the way back to their childhood. Think about it. If you had to grow up a bit too fast, maybe the adults in your life were kind of inconsistent or just emotionally unavailable, you might have learned a really tough lesson early on. Human connection can be unreliable. And in that kind of environment, a pet often becomes the first truly safe, stable, and loyal relationship you ever have. That experience, it can create a psychological blueprint that you carry with you for your entire life.
And this is the key idea I really want you to get. This is not a character flaw, not even close. It's actually a really powerful survival strategy. You learn from a young age to find the kind of stable, honest connection you needed, and you found it in the unwavering loyalty of an animal.
Okay, our third reason. This one is for all the deep thinkers out there. You know who you are, the ones whose minds are just always on, always buzzing. This preference for animals can actually be a sign of high intelligence.
Just look at this contrast for a second. For a really active mind, that stuff on the left, small talk, meaningless trends, social games, it's not just boring, it's a total mental drain. It's just noise. But the stuff on the right, an animal just lives in the moment. Their companionship is beautifully uncomplicated. It's not just simple, it's a necessary mental break for your brain. So, choosing to spend your time with a pet isn't about an inability to handle complex human chats. It's actually the exact opposite. It's a very sophisticated, high-level emotional strategy. You are deliberately choosing an environment that lets your brain actually recharge and reset itself. And this brings us to our final, and honestly, maybe the most profound reason of all. Preferring animals often doesn't point to a lack of feeling for people, but to an incredibly high level of emotional empathy.
When you're a highly empathetic person, you kind of feel everything. You're hyper-aware of other people's pain, and it can be completely overwhelming. So, of course, the drama, the mind games, those little psychological traps people set like guilt trips or passive aggressiveness, they become just utterly exhausting. It makes perfect sense that you'd gravitate toward connections that just feel pure, honest, and direct.
And that's really the core of it all. It's such a huge misunderstanding to think this comes from a place of hating people. It's not that at all. It's about choosing a type of connection. You're actively picking bonds that are nourishing and straightforward over the ones that are draining and messy.
So, let's kind of bring this all home. If you're the kind of person who finds way more genuine comfort in the quiet company of an animal more than you do in a noisy, crowded room,
I want you to know that it's a really powerful sign of your authenticity. It just shows that you're someone who values deep, stable, and truly honest bonds. The kinds of connections that are built on real acceptance, not on social performance.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. That special silent bond you share with an animal,
It's so much more than just a preference. It's a mirror reflecting who you are. So, what does yours say about you?